Let's just cut it. We're just gonna do it today. Because that's all there is creation. Slow it down a little bit. Well, I think I got these new man blues. From my eyes right on down to these boots. Oh, look out, here comes another new moon. Yeah, you heard me right. I got these new man blues. I think I just might get some kind of those Elvis shoes. 'Cause from my eyes right on down to these boots, I got these new man blues. Sometimes I think I'm screwed. Oh, look out, here comes a tire around the curve. Now I've taken all my trash and I've sorted it. And what I found, I wasn't really no clown. 'Cause I got these new man blues from my eyes down to my boots. See, my friends, it's all inside. It doesn't matter what's going on outside. We are the creator of our life. Let yourself be like a child. Dream some crazy stuff up. You'll be surprised what shows up. When it's from the inside out, where I learned to shout. But nowadays I'm a little more careful what I talk about. I don't care who's right or wrong, just create your life. Alright, that's the start of a new blues tune. Anyways, this really helps me open up the channel, and it's all about opening up your hearts and just being yourself. It's that simple. I know it's easier said than done. But for me, it was one little piece at a time. It was one little step. It was one little... whatever it was. I wouldn't change it for the world. See, we truly are the creators of our life. And I know this. I created the hell that I had on earth. now I create the heaven that I want, because the kingdom of heaven is within us. It really is. We can't put our happiness outside of us. It's like waiting for something in the outside to change so we feel better. And that's going to get us nowhere. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. But more importantly, I want to wish you a happy right now, because that is the most important thing. I don't think that it's holidays that are hard on people. I think it's that we think the holidays are hard on people, or it has to be hard, or hurts. And I just went through this crazy experience with this cat. A little stray that I took in that was starved, malnourished, he needed to come in. And I started to feed him, and he was here for a couple weeks, and I knew that, either way the outcome is what it is. I opened my heart up to this cat. He opened his heart up to me. And, I ended up having to have him put down. He was very sick, and I remember being in the waiting room for this to happen the other night, and it was about an hour. And I started to feel this like anger. And where I'm at today, I know that if I'm feeling anger, that something's going on inside me. And I started to think about it. I think about it a day later. I think the morning I buried him in the backyard, I realized that this cat came into my life to teach me. He came into my life to tell me to take care of myself. Because he was in survival mode when he came in here. He walked into a strange place. He basically turned his life over to the universe, is what that also showed me. And I have a few other cats here. And it was very serene here. I didn't play guitar for a couple weeks. I just kind of want to let everything be. And since he's been here in past, my cats are different. I'm different. The energy in this house is different. So I was sad. But I immediately released that sadness, because today I know, even though we're human beings, we have these emotions. I get it. I totally do. And, that's where the empathy and compassion comes in for me, and opening my heart. And like a child looking outside with wonderment of, everything's perfect as it is, because it truly is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. But getting back to the cat, I was able to release some trauma that opened up my heart. And, the first time we all had Christmas dinner this year, a couple weeks ago or a week ago, whatever, we hadn't done that in a long time. And I had gone through quite a few changes since then. And my little nephew, being a child, as we all are, he reminded me that love conquers. There was different energies around the table. Mine was all over the map, and that's fine. But it really opened me, and it just showed me, my little nephew, he kind of just went through the crowd and just melted down the walls that everyone had up. I could feel it, and I had them too. And it truly helped me open up. Everything that I've been through here this last few weeks, it's just, forgive ourselves. Let it all go. I just got back from being up in the Northwoods, up in Hayward, Wisconsin, at Christina's Y Pine. Give them a shout out. Check them out. It's a cool little place. I was up there for New Year's, and I was able to put on the show of my life. And it didn't matter what was going on outside me. I was running the show, literally, like creating my life right now. Same thing. You can't script a show. I don't run off a script. I make a set list, but I don't follow it. I think I make a set list just to kind of have a record of it or a souvenir. that stuff doesn't matter, but that's another video. And I went in there as the highest version of myself that I could be. Just knowing who I am today, knowing that, I have nothing but love for this world and everyone in it. I don't care who or what they are, whatever they want to label themselves. And that's what made that show so spectacular. And I was a little not curious, but I hadn't played in a few weeks, and I got on those guitars and it was magic, and I brought the keyboard and it was magic. It's all about letting go. So check in with yourself daily. Take an inventory at the end of the night. Self-dialogue, talking to ourselves is the most important person that we talk to. And just know that nothing before right now matters. It's gone. It doesn't exist. It only exists if we hold on to that memory and the pain of it, or the anger of it, or the resentment of it, or whatever you want to call it. I did that my whole life, and I can't believe, I can believe it. I know what I've gone through to get here today, but I don't know how I moved back then. I was so I held everything in, and I was so just restricted, and this is the only way. This is the only way, the whole universe is, that was my thinking. And I'm able to see that looking back at it, and it's okay. I understand why it all went down. I understand it all. It was so I could be here right now to deliver this to you. And, the gratitude I have for everyone out there in the world, and the gratitude I have just to be alive, because I truly, I don't know if you can see this thing, I taught myself to play guitar with this guitar. I lost my mind with this guitar. I got it right before I moved in this house. And a buddy of mine gave me this. And, I had some tragic moments between then and now. But at the end of the day, this is what I do now, because I choose to. I've taken all that pain I carried all my life, and I've literally I've turned it into art. I've turned it into messages. I've turned it into this. I'm a channel now. I got a channel for God, whatever you want to call it. And everything that I've been through in my life has led me to this, as I said. And when you can look around and just appreciate who you are and where you came from, and let all that go, because that is not you anymore. And I was still carrying that around now that I'm thinking about it. As I awaken in front of you right now, and I feel total alignment, total enlightenment. Maybe this is, anyways. I started writing a book. It's amazing, and it's taught me so much. So I ask that you allow yourself to be happy. You allow yourself to have a break. You allow yourself to choose you, because that's what we need to do. And it can be lonely as hell, and uncomfortable and frightening, but I promise you, I don't do promises, but I just know that at one little step at a time, or one little movement to choose you or do something for yourself, it's not selfish. I was a bottom barrel drunk for a part of my life. getting at is, no matter what people did for me, it didn't matter. Until I made the choice. Until I made the choice to take off the illusion that I was wearing. To take off the mask of what someone would call an alcoholic. And take off all the masks and the boxes that I crammed myself into my whole life, thinking that that's what it was. This is it. This is the only thing there is. But that was a lie that I told myself. I cannot blame anybody for anything that's happened in my life, because I have created it through my thoughts and my feelings and my actions. And that goes for all of us. You know? The world is divided right now because internally we are divided with ourselves. We are fighting the war within ourselves. I've learned this through the Bhagavad Gita. I've learned it through the Bible. I've learned it through Think and Grow Rich, listening to Abraham Hicks and Bob Proctor and Louise Hayes, Joe Dispenza, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I've reprogrammed my mind, and I've allowed myself to let go and cut off and heal and unwind my roots. That's trademarked, by the way. So I could see where it all came from. And I see it everywhere. I see it in people. I see it in animals. And I know today that if I go to, and that's another thing that the cat that was here and passed is teaching me right now, is that there was only so much I could do for that cat, you know? We'll get more on that later. But anyways, our thoughts are seeds. Our thoughts are seeds for our feelings. Our feelings are like Wi-Fi signals that go out to the world and project what we want. You know, say you start your morning off not so good, and sometimes that snowballs into a not so good day, and it's that moment that we let that, you know, whatever, we stub our toe. It's a common one used, and I know it hurts, it does. Sometimes you break your toe, but the point is to vent it out, kind of just do a little reset. Get back in alignment with who you are. We tend to carry things through our day. And there's gonna be a lot more, and I appreciate you being here. And just know that you're right where you need to be. And everything's fine. Let's not create worry. Worry comes from within. Anxiety comes from within. Depression comes from within. If we can just stay present with our breath, is a great way to do it. Be conscious of our thoughts. Understand that people have things going on outside of us that have nothing to do with us. We can't take this stuff personal. We can't. When we feed the negativity, it grows. It's like a fire. If you open it up, give it more air, more fuel, she's gonna roar. Same thing with positive and negative things in our life. For me, and for I think every one of us, it's inside. We need to balance the energies within us. And it's time. We could have world peace right now. But it ain't gonna happen if I want you to do it, and I'm not gonna do anything about it. For me, it's within. If I have peace in my world, I see the world peacefully, like a child. Okay? Not casting judgment, not casting blame. When I judged, when I blamed, you know, when you point the fingers and the three point back at you, we learn this, and we're a product of our environment. And that's okay. We have the power to change within. We certainly do, we absolutely do. And I'm a testimonial of that. And there's many people out there that are, you know. was a hard road. It was fire and hell on earth. And I was the only one that could either feed that fire or extinguish it. And I chose to extinguish it. And I'm glad I did, because I get to do this. I get to create the life that I want. I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for listening. And I ask that you share this. I think it's something that people need to hear. You know? Yeah. Much love, everybody. We'll talk soon.